Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, welcome back everybody to Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports.
Two sleeps!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, D-Mac, Darren McCarty. He'll be in the house tonight at Keyworth.
Yes,
He'll be out there.
Get my flags ready, Ronnie boy. Get my flags. We're doing the march. Let's go, everybody down there. I will be there. Big game.
The big game
down in Hamtramck.
Big match
DCFC.
tonight.
Let's go.
And that Detroit Dabber 313 match day. Let's go DCFC. So there you go. People are fired up for it tonight. Minnesota United of the MLS in town for the U.S. Open Cup.
And just because everybody, we left, and Sue Yu, thank you. We left yesterday. She threw a nice jab on me. Rake will be with me tonight to make sure that I am stoked and untucked. I will not be tucked tonight. This is DCFC. Here we go. Spenny, can't let that happen again.
No.
Spen.
Can't get caught tucked twice.
This is my favorite part about doing this show.
Yeah.
We bring about change.
Yes.
We do.
It's true.
D-Mac will never have his T-shirt tucked in again on camera.
No.
No! God, please, no! No!
I promise you. I
Can't take the heat.
No, you certainly can't. No, but hey, happy to have everybody with us today. We have Spenmo Rax. We have Sam Flannel here in the house as well. Sam Flannel bricked up big effort out of Data Davis last night. Big game.
Nah, he wasn't good last night, but that's all right.
That's all right. LeBron saved them again.
Hey,
God,
LeBron.
TFG LeBron.
20 for the oldest player with a 2020 game in the history of the playoffs at 38.
Hey, and also that was his 7th game, either game tying or game winning shot in the final minute of a playoff game. 7 for 12 in his career. And to put that into context, Kobe has 2 and Steph Curry has 0. But he's better than LeBron. Okay. LeBron is the clutchest player in NBA history at this point, and that's just numbers. Those stats don't go far back to the Jordan era, but still. LeBron James is the king and the GOAT for a reason.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Sage Roberts, Spencer is a walking GOAT. That is true. He certainly is.
Wait till Thursday. And you know what? He's contained in the booth. You get him, we see him. You get him out amongst his people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where he shines.
That's what it's all about.
Thursday, where are we going to be? Fifth
Avenue.
Royal
Avenue.
Oak. Come on down. Guaranteed PAR party with McCarty. Let's go.
There is no doubt about that. And, it is Thursday, Fifth Avenue, as he said. Come on out there for the Woodward Sports Draft Party. We will be doing it live out there. Spenmo will be coming in hot after the heavyweights. Mm-hmm. He'll be looking to bridge the gap.
Oh, yeah.
And that'll take me back to the apartment days with the guys, the shower beers.
Oh.
I delivered pizzas back in the day. So I was always the last one to get back, and they were waiting on me to get everything together. So you had to do 3 in the shower.
Oh yeah, shooters
My
and
God!
socks.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
You didn't have a choice.
That's what it's all about.
But we do have a lot of NFL draft stuff to get to. Aaron Rodgers, good to see Kirby Joseph's son, finally was traded to the Jets. We are going to discuss that as well. There's just a ton of NFL news. And, Aaron Rodgers now lost in New York. The Lions' son is now running wild in the Big Apple.
Well, I mean, this is I'm stoked, obviously, for so many reasons. But bye-bye Aaron Rodgers out of the NFC North. But gosh, Neal, it's almost like presents will continue to come even after the draft. 'Cause can you not wait until he has his first press conference in front of not 3 people, but 103 people? Oh, it's going to be gold coming out of press conferences for Monday shows on football. I can't wait. But again, I will. And I'll be stoked for Thursday night, and we'll talk draft. But the fact Aaron Rodgers finally, I guess my question is, looking at the draft picks that were swapped, looking at the monies that were swapped, and I said to you, did the Jets or did the Packers win this deal, or was this pretty much, something that, were you surprised that it got done before the draft?
Yes, I was.
Because you said
I said June 1st that it would go down. I do have kind of some gut feelings on that. A lot of people talk about Jimmy Butler in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread too. Yeah, he was him. The trade, for those of you that did not catch it, the Jets get Aaron Rodgers and his $59.5 million salary next year, by the way. That's what he's going to be making. The Jets also swap first-round picks with the Packers, so the Jets will go from 13 to 15, and the Jets will also get a fifth-round pick. The Packers get that swap that we just talked about. They move from 15 to 13, which I feel a lot of people are glossing over that. To move up 2 spots in the first round of the draft, that's not insignificant.
And the Jets put the Packers ahead of New England.
Yes.
So it could be a...
Absolutely, they did. They also get a second-round pick. They get a sixth-round pick. They get a conditional draft pick next year. It's a second-round pick right now on the books, but it will become a first if Rodgers plays 65% of the plays. And D-Mac, you asked me as far as like a winner and a loser goes. I would say that the Packers won this trade. And the reason that I would say that, because my gut says, well, I thought it was going to be a June 1st thing. It was getting kind of late in the game for the Jets. And every day that goes by, the Packers would maintain more leverage. You know what I'm saying? Because they didn't have a quarterback. The Packers have their quarterback. They don't care. And they're spiteful. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was personal to them. So I say that the Packers won the deal because, A, they're rid of Rodgers. They actually saved $10 million in cap space this year because they move him out. So they take on their $40 million in dead cap. They got to eat that. But he was slated to make $50+ million. So that comes off their salary cap. You know what I'm saying? They pay 40, but 58 came off, or 55, whatever the number was.
Out from underneath whatever the drama is.
And it's a 1 year. It's done. The money that was owed, they're able to flip that to a signing bonus. So some of it gets spread out a little bit. So I would say the Packers won because, again, my gut take on it was, and we haven't heard this as of yet, I don't know if the Packers are retaining any of the salary. None of the media people are reporting on that yet. My gut is it was kind of like, you know what I always complain about the Verlander trade with the Tigers?
Right.
The more you take, the more you can command as far as compensation, the more you take. So my gut is the Jets really were hard and fast about not giving a first-round pick next year. And the Packers were really saying, we are getting a first-round pick next year.
So that's where the 65% of the plays comes in, where it's a second, move it to a first.
I have a feeling that's what the holdup was.
So looking at that deal, that was everything else was in play. It was trying to avoid being a first round. And I guess, you want, if you're the Jets, you want to have to give up that because you want Aaron Rodgers playing, because Aaron Rodgers playing gives you that best chance to win, right? So at the end of the day, I look at it too because now the Packers are done. All that drama, all that talk, they can go back to work. Now they got, now obviously Jordan Love and what they're going to do in the draft. I think that going from our draft talk yesterday, right, talking about, what was it, the Packers were going to draft, Peter King had the Packers taking a tight end now.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you say that, Neal, because I was wondering that moving up 2 spots, even in this year's draft, how will that play out? There's a lot of different things that we're going to see play out in this draft, and this could be, that small pivotal point that we haven't thought about before.
No, and it is. And look, we laugh about it. What I love most about this trade, it isn't compensation or contracts. It isn't even Aaron Rodgers having to go to New York. Run that. What was his play? What was his play when he was talking about the COVID stuff? I've been immunized.
Yeah.
Like, run that play on the New York media, and see what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be in Green Bay where they all worship the ground you walk on because they need you for the content. Because what other content are you going to have in Green Bay? There's 150
What are the
media
other
people
professional teams in Green Bay?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
What are the other professional teams in New York?
All of them.
Exactly.
You know,
and hey, Nicholas Duncan in the WoodwardSports.com chat said Jets fans are stoked, not scared. Absolutely not. You're wrong. They're fully bricked, bro.
Yeah, and we
fully bricked,
look,
including our
very own Abe in Southfield, our resident New Yorker, our resident Jet fans. He texted me this. He said, "I'm literally crying tears of joy." And my response was, "I don't know, man. You're in bed with this kook now," and autocorrected.
Well,
kook
you know what? Our very own
but
Braylon Edwards, who is of the Jets fame on the the final word from 2 to 4 with Maz and Ryan Ermanni. I saw a couple tweets put out by him. He's excited too. JETS, Jets. It'll be interesting. Oh, you want to tune in. Maz is, it'll be interesting to see. Maz finally got a quarterback.
Yep.
Right? He finally got a quarterback. So, I guess it's exciting, but what does it mean? The biggest thing is he's out of the North.
Which makes me sad, actually, because I want him to take it all. I wanted him to stay there and take it all. But I do love, again, getting back to it, my favorite thing in all this is not him in the New York media room. It's not him being over 40, and Jets fans are going to get out of this, and I'm guessing a lot like what they got out of the Brett Favre dealio, which is going to be not a lot. Dude is 40. Dude is coming off his worst interception season in over a decade. My favorite part of this is his very last pass as a Green Bay Packer was intercepted by his own father, Kirby Joseph. That's what I love. And I know Kirby Joseph coming up to the Sports Zone for an autograph signing soon. I'm gonna holler at Tammy Chin. I have to have an autograph picture of him picking that pass off.
Yeah.
And Kirby's got to be a good sport about it and sign Aaron Rodgers' last pass as a Packer. INT.
Hell yeah.
I have to have that.
I'm sure he will.
I have to have that. Have to.
Everybody needs to have it. Jake Wagner brings up a great point. Maz is going to complain about Rodgers. Is he going to wear number 12? Isn't that Joe Namath's number?
No, he's going back to 8.
Oh, he's going
his
back.
college number. Yeah.
Oh, he's going back to 8. They wouldn't even give him Joe. They wouldn't even give him Broadway Joe's number. That would have been a little. Oh,
what a great start that would have been. What a great start that. You see what I'm saying though, D-Man?
There's always something every turn. All right, so he put the water on that fire. Okay, he's going back to 8.
Woodward,
just like he did with the California.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jessica says Aaron Rodgers swings on the playground during school hours, and yet you know what? Get it in, guys. Let's open up the gates. Get it in one last time for old time's sake, everybody. Let's do it. Are you got anybody got anything good in here? Anybody got anything good? Fire
Legend
away.
Killer. You got any? Have you Legend killed Rodgers before? Have you given us your poignant Legend Killer view on Aaron Rodgers now that he's leaving the Green Bay Packers? Maybe give us a little synopsis of his career in Green Bay.
Aaron Rodgers, I've actually been one of his more bigger defenders at the network.
Why?
If we're just
Based on what?
Sense.
Based on what?
Based on the fact that he's a 4-time MVP, Super Bowl
Okay,
champion
cool.
quarterback.
What that net him? All those home playoff games. What happened in all those games?
45 touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
No, what happened in all those home playoff
higher
games?
postseason passer rating than Tom Brady, higher postseason yards per attempt than Tom Brady. I'm just saying.
And a 500 quarterback in the
So,
playoffs.
There's a question right there. That must be the new thing. Oh, my rating's higher. I have one Super Bowl. How many you got, Tom?
30.
7. Oh, okay. I'm glad you got that stat.
Hey, let his offense to
Stats are for
13 points in
losers.
2 of them. I'm just saying. Stats are for losers. Okay.
They are. Championships are for winners.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
true.
saying. But I got
Again.
no stats, so there you go.
He's a 12-10 quarterback in the playoffs. 12-10. That's
I'll be
what he
honest.
is, and most of them are played at home.
You know what? I'll be honest.
In the place that nobody's supposed to go in and be able to play because it's the frozen tundra. And when they're playing playoff games, they're supposed to be 8 feet of snow.
What about this? What about this from Cody Engel in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread? Aaron Rodgers hasn't won a Super Bowl since you could go to Blockbuster. He's going to flop harder than Carmelo going to the Knicks.
That's insane. This
Uncalled for.
Well, for the record, he should be better than Carmelo with the Knicks. This idea that he's just going to go to New York and fall on his face. Did you see
this idea that he's going to go to New York and win the Super Bowl is just as absurd.
I never said that. I said that they're going to be a playoff team. They won 7 games last year with Zach Wilson, Mike White, and the corpse of Joe Flacco. They have Garrett Wilson, Sauce Gardner, Quinnen Williams, C.J. Mosley, and Breece Hall. That's a damn good supporting cast.
I don't give a shit about the football. I only care about. I want to see the interviews and all this other stuff and what happens. And what he's dressed as and what he's wearing and all this other stuff. Really, like, this is the show, right? As far as, yes, they got a talented team and stuff like that or whatever like this, but is it gonna work?
What? Hold on.
Like, there it is. Chat pool. Is the Rodgers experiment?
Yeah, great call. Bottom line, is it gonna work in New York? I don't see how you could say that. Real quick, this one's, and it's relevant from Rack here, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. stats aren't for losers in Flannel's world, except when it comes to Herbert in San Diego. So there's that, too.
And 94 touchdown passes in his first 3 seasons. Second best of all time to Dan Marino. I mean, but he's a bum, right?
But then stats come in there. I mean, hey, if you're into not being 500.
It's not his. It's a team game, guys. Come on now. It is a team football game.
All right. No, we have tons of NFL draft stuff to get to. I have a critical question for the quarterback crowd and for Spenmo. I'm going to try to trap Spenmo. And I know everybody loves this when I try to do this. Yeah. Spenmo's too smart for it, though. He's not going to fall for it. He's not going to take the bait. But we'll see. Maybe I can get him. Sports marketing agency that helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse as well. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word, helps to fight the stigma associated with seeking help for mental challenges. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Thesportsma.com. Sports marketing agency. They're here to help.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Off and pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, 2 nights away from the Woodward Sports Draft Party, 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. Doors open at 5 p.m. We'll be broadcasting live upstairs, and that will be open up to the public at 6 p.m. We go live on the air at 7:30. And I'll tell you guys this, we got a ton of draft content to get to. It's fully bricked up. Later on today, we're going around the room. Projections. Mm-hmm. Who do you want? Realistic. And I'll be the judge and jury on whether or not it's realistic.
As always.
Absolutely. That is fair. I don't care what it says. DNCENT says D-Max only here for the reality TV aspect.
Maybe,
do you expect anything?
Maybe it's the wrestling part. The entertainment.
The Oak Island part of it.
Listen, tonight, exactly, we're going to find some more. There's remnants
That's
all
what
over.
it is.
Yes.
The Abe and Southfield, our guy, and all the Jets fans that are bricked up about Aaron Rodgers, they're the same people that watch Oak Island every single week.
Yeah, but I'm bricked up about everything outside of the football. Do I think that the Jets are absolutely better having Aaron Rodgers than Zach Wilson or Mike White and everything? 100%. You look at what they have on defense. You look at this young team. You look at like all their young weapons. Obviously, Breece Hall comes back healthy. There's another young running back. They got a lot of guys with not a lot of tread on their tires. This is an up-and-coming team, but what supersedes everything is what's going to go on around it and how that is navigated.
It is going to be fun.
And why it's so interesting is because when you have, and I believe Aaron Rodgers comes off that he believes that he's smarter than most other human beings. So in that case,
yes,
where you know
immunized.
You can't see, here's the difference. Right, and I've been that guy or whatever like this in my past. But when you realize and you have self-awareness that you aren't bigger than the room, I just know that it's going to get worse before it gets better as him trying to dictate the narrative. And have you ever seen the narrative dictated in New York by an athlete or a celebrity or anything?
They will chew you up and spit you out, man.
So that'll be interesting to see how he plays. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe he knows exactly this and he goes, Mom. Maybe he goes dark, which is probably He can't. I know that.
He's too much into it.
I know that. So
he can't.
Do you see the excitement that I have? Right?
I am too.
And maybe
I'm excited
it's more
about that too.
to Oak Island. What are we going to find? Going to drag it out? But now, because how long has this story played out? Right? How long is he supposed to be going to the Jets? How long has this, the dark room? The dark room was what, a month ago? 2 months ago? I mean, to a little bit, thank goodness that this part of the chapter of the book of Aaron Rodgers is closed. Right? And the next one's going to be way better than the last.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Is it going to work in New York with Aaron Rodgers? 150 votes in no, 67% of the vote. Yes, 33% of the vote. D. Smitty, Aaron Rodgers eats his chicken wings with a fork and a knife. He does not. Come on, guys.
Now,
Maybe he does.
Boneless can be all right. They can
He
be
probably
messy,
is a
but
boneless wing guy.
Strictly boneless.
Yeah.
No. Probably like cauliflower wings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Right?
Cauliflower. What's funny is
like
if it's an option, I would eat the cauliflower wings.
Oh, cauliflower pizza is great.
It
I'm
is.
just saying. No, never had a chicken wing in his life.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pistons fan 11, and they're trying to force me off the board here, Spenmo. I hear a lot of people talking about this. I haven't had a chance to look at this. Pistons fan 11. I want Neal's take on Levis creeping up the gambling sites for the first overall pick.
Yeah.
Not favorite, but huge movement in the last 2 days. And Will Levis, about an hour ago, was 40-1. Now he's 4-1.
Number one
overall. And hey, you know me, man. I'll take it. And you know what?
Yeah,
you know what that means?
Because it's not for your team.
Well, number one, we'll never have to worry about Carolina again.
That's fair.
I mean, unless they run for 300 yards on us in the first half. But Will Levis ain't going to beat us.
Emotional damage. Is because Will Levis is one of the guys that I'm wondering will go in the top 5 picks before me. So if you're going to throw him with the odds board up there at 1 or 2, that's a guy that I hadn't had in there. That gets me closer to, and I'm not going to tell you who I'm picking. We'll save that for later. Who I want at number 6.
No,
that's like segue, right?
Yeah. That was great. It is. It's something for me where if you get 3 quarterbacks, in there, we get somebody. We get one of those quote unquote top 3 defensive guys. If 3 quarterbacks get in there,
it's going to be exciting. Stoked, not scared. I'm bricked. Not fully bricked, but getting excited.
All right.
Getting weighted.
I'm kind of ready for it to be here. I'm getting draft fatigue.
Is this one of those
I am
drafts?
too.
Guys, is this one of the draft? Because I can't, and I know that there's more excitement because of the competency of our draft, our team, right? And where we're at. But is this fair to say that the draft that nobody knows what's going on at the beginning of the draft to the excitement that this must-see TV?
I was texting about this with my brother-in-law yesterday, and he's like, "Hey man, what do you think?" And I said this yesterday, and now I'm starting to question that. The only thing I know is that Bryce Young goes number 1. After that, nobody knows anything. Nobody
And you
knows
can't even,
anything.
and if I look at you right now and said right now, do you still feel that way? 100%?
If somebody goes from 40-1 to 4-1 in an hour, you know what?
How many different scenarios, think of that, can play out just at the beginning? You just mentioned the first overall pick. Now we're getting a bunch of different ones, but in the first 5 picks to change this up. That's
literally anything can happen.
That's why I'm confident in the fact that Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell, the Lions front office have not just their A, B, C, D, E. They have contingency plans throughout this draft, and it comes down to the competency. So that's why it makes it more exciting, too.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jonesy5182 says, Rodgers sucks the chocolate off chocolate-covered peanuts and then spits the actual peanuts at rookie wide receiver. So there's that out there as well. We're doing it for old time's sake. If you have some Aaron Rodgers slander, feel free to drop it in there. If I catch up to it, certainly we will get it out there. But Greg Round says, Spenny, I hope you don't have draft fatigue because next week starts the NBA mock drafts too. So yeah, it's always on there. Jack Harrington says Aaron Rodgers is Grandpa Joe. There are similar vibes between those two.
It's true.
Fake.
Both hate their family.
Yeah, both are fake and phony.
Yeah.
Both are self-serving. Wow.
Yeah.
both, I bet, would lay there on the bed until it was time to go to the chocolate factory. Then all of a sudden they can dance around the living room. Mm-hmm. I bet they are the same. David Mentier says, I bet Aaron Rodgers is super slow in the self-checkout. I bet he is, too.
He's got to get all his organic produce.
Yeah.
Methodical.
And he's got to key it in.
Yeah.
Methodical. Well, all the different ingredients and stuff takes time, right? You don't have just a whole bunch of, you don't have to buy things in bulk, do you?
His self-enema
They don't
tubes.
sell things in bulk at the Whole Foods store, do they?
No.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Rack feels as though Jenny from Forrest Gump got away from the Grandpa Joe slander.
Ooh, that's a good one. Jenny is a terrible person.
Yes, she is.
Jenny.
But
Jenny.
there were external factors in that. Grandpa Joe was a self-isolated asshole.
Yeah. I mean,
she got caught up in the life, like the California life and stuff like that. To some degree, yes, she was very self-centered.
Yeah.
But to some degree, she got caught up in the life. Grandpa Joe just laid there on the bed while everybody else did everything around him and was content to do so.
Yeah, but Jenny came back to cash in after she had AIDS for the shrimp fortune.
She withheld Forrest's son.
Yeah.
And then basically came into his life when she was terminally ill. She kind of took advantage of a mentally ill
She
mentally
didn't
slow
just
person.
lay there, though, and make Forrest take care of her the whole time.
Trust me, I hate Grandpa Joe. And let the record show also that when they were doing the fizzy lifting drinks, Charlie didn't even think about it.
Yeah.
But Grandpa Joe was like, hey, come on, it'll be fun.
Yeah, yeah, he was a pusher.
Yeah.
Loser.
He absolutely was a pusher. Galloping Lake 6. Will Neal wear an Aaron Rodgers jersey for a full week if Roger makes it to the AFC Championship? No,
Why?
If they make it to the Super Bowl, I will. If they beat, Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrow and Josh Allen and the Dolphins, if they get out of that division, let alone then you got to stand there with Patrick Mahomes and mess with him. I love it. I love it.
Did he just put himself in a worse? He put himself on a better team. Do we agree with that? Do the Jets team's better? Does he have? Or would you say?
I mean, yeah, like the defense is better and stuff like that.
What I'm saying, but again, the teams that he has to play against, the quarterbacks he has to play against, did he put himself in a worse situation?
Well, I would contend also that he's 40, coming off of the worst year he's had in a decade. So there's that going against him too. So Spenmo put it up there on the poll. Who's a worse person, Grandpa Joe, Jenny, or Aaron Rodgers? I feel as though the addition to Jenny helps Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think people pretty much got him pegged.
He does have 59% of the vote right away. Okay, I promised you this. I'm going to get it to you. Draft question. We're going to try to trap Spenny when we come back. D-Mac, people are asking about your hair.
They like it. Yes, Davey, more like a Daniel Boone red bonnet, like squirrel cap. It's the Mohawk. I got it read it up again.
Remember
Thank
the
you.
Alamo.
Thank you, Cassie. And if you want to walk into any Lady Jane's for award-winning haircut experience like mine, you can automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but two. Yes, two vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, two cars. One for you and one for your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, boyfriend, best bud, whoever you want. Spenny's, Spenmo Rex. Might need a new car. You can give one to Spenny.
That'd be
He'll
nice.
be your best bud, too, for life. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk at any time. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
All right, we are off and running here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. You guys make me laugh, man. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Join us Thursday, 5th Avenue, Royal Oak. You know what it is. Doors open at 5. We go on the air at 7:30. The best draft party in town. And like we said, last year over 50,000 of you watched our NFL draft party in downtown Detroit. Now we're at Royal Oak. So come on out, be part of it all. And if not, tap in, jump in. We're going to have the best local draft coverage for you. I promise you that.
Yeah, come on out, Fifth Avenue, Royal Oak. Go on Eventbrite to pre-purchase or $10 at the door. Bar opens at 5, upstairs opens at 6. The broadcast 7:30, draft at 8. Let's go. Stoke not scared.
WoodwardSports.com chat poll, who's a worse person? Jenny from Forrest Gump, Grandpa Joe from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, or Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, 57% of the vote. People are honest about it, though. Steven Syret says, I voted for Grandpa Joe just to keep the heat on him. Also earlier, never in my life did I think Grandpa Joe would take this kind of slander. Well, here we are. The show
it's
affects
not slander.
you.
It's only slander if it's not true.
There you go. Look up the definition of slander, everybody. It is out there. Here we go. Here's the question. And I have my thoughts on this. Baseline, just to get the temperature. Is this the most important draft in Lions history?
Yeah, you got to say.
You got to, right?
Absolutely, 100%. With the guy at the helm who's the best GM and with what we've built. You could say, if you're going to say one's in the past, but they've already played out. So with where we're at, because we haven't won a playoff game in 30 years, because of the expectations of not only what the fans, but what Vegas has for this team, 100%. And at the end of the day, this is where your GM has shown in the past that he's been his most dangerous, right? And it's not.
I love how we're talking about him like he's a player. Like we're getting ready to analyze the play. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the most valuable player.
This is the toughest thing, right? Like when you don't have anything, it's easier to pick because you're putting things together. Now you got to be more selective because the team is coming together. And again, it comes down to Stoke not scared. He's got the keys. Brad Holmes is making the decisions, and I trust him. We could speculate. We were talking last segment about Will Levis going from 4,000 to 400 to 1. The first time you heard that, is he going 1 to Carolina? It doesn't matter. When it comes down, however the smoke clears, Brad Holmes stands at that podium, or Goodell stands there with Detroit's made a trade. Either or, whatever it is, the most important draft, but it's the right person at the helm for the most important draft, right? That's the thing. It's Maverick and Top Gun, or in Maverick up in the plane. Who else do you want to come save you?
Sam Flannel. This is the most important draft in Lions history.
Absolutely it is right now, just because of how many picks that the Lions have at the top of the draft. 2 in the first round, 2 in the second, and the third round pick at 81 gives you 5 out of the first 81 picks. Obviously, what the Lions have done and Brad Holmes has done in the previous 2 drafts has been phenomenal, basically grabbing 7 starters, maybe potentially 3-4 stars out of that draft. That is all well and good. But the Lions aren't quite there yet. They haven't made the playoffs yet. This is the draft that can really take them over the top. This is the type of draft that can really give the Lions arguably, a top 7 to 8 roster in the NFL if Brad Holmes has a high hit rate. So to me, yes, this is the most important draft in Lions history. Every draft is the most important until the Lions actually win something. So I will say yes.
Hoofhearted, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Let me see, where was it? Right here. Jenny went to California. Rodgers is from California. Jenny is Rodgers' mom, confirmed. And Kirby Joseph is his dad, confirmed. Detroit Dabber 313. Grandpa Joe would dance on the edge of a skyscraper balcony in a coke-fueled stupor while Freebird plays. If you gave him the opportunity, I'm sure. That's accurate as well.
That sounds like a good time.
It does. All right, Spenmo, most important draft in Lions history?
So far, yes. I think every draft after this one is going to be the most important draft in Lions history.
You want to take a quarterback at 6?
I wouldn't mind it, depending on who's
then
there.
it's not their most important draft in history.
Yeah,
then.
it is, because that sets them up for the future.
You can't say that, Spenmo.
Yeah, I can. What do you mean?
No way. Because if it was the most important draft in Lions history, your very first pick, number 6 overall, would not be on somebody that's not going to play for 2 years.
Was getting Jalen Hurts one of the most important draft picks in Eagles history? He got them to the playoffs. He got them to the Super Bowl. They didn't need a quarterback when they got him. They had Carson Wentz. He just had an MVP caliber season not 2 years before that. It's not something that is just over and done with when you have a guy. It is something you have to replenish, something you have to get. You have to get a guy to set you up. If that's what Brad Holmes does, that's what he does. I don't think it's going to happen. I'd prefer Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, than whoever the quarterback would be there. But if it happens, it happens.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rack says, Neal, did you see your buddy on the other station saying he doesn't get what Brad Holmes has done to deserve all the praise he's getting? I did hear that yesterday going around. That was laughable. Flat out laughable. What was being talked about there. Draft guys that actually play and play well. It was unheard of in this town. Ransom, Hurts was picked in the second round. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, he was picked in the second round. I'm talking about with number 6, though, Spenmo. Number 6.
I'd rather have Jalen Carter or Will Anderson.
Okay. So I knew you were too smart for that.
But if
that would work on easy.
No, but,
if there's
but
nobody
to
there.
Spenny's point, with everything we're talking about, Will Levis going to 1 and stuff like this, what if C.J. Stroud does fall to you at 6, where this is a contingency plan that I'm pretty sure that whoever that quarterback is, we think because of the mock drafts it'll be Richardson and stuff like this to pass on. But does that not change to what Spenny says? They have to think about it. Now, I would think that you could get the defensive player that you wanted and probably trade out of this pick that would give you more leverage. But to your point, if Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell are sold on C.J. Stroud as the savior of this franchise in a few years, a la Jalen Hurts, even though Hurts was a second rounder, then I can't sit here and not say that I believe in Brad Holmes and whatever he takes. I got to go that's one of the contingency plans. No matter what it is chosen, it's the most important draft.
To that, D. Smitty says, this is the most important season in Lions history. Which I'm getting that kind of vibes from it. We've never had expectations like this.
Listen,
but if you take a quarterback at 6, it ceases becoming the most important season in Lions history. Because if this is the most important season in Lions history, the number 6 overall pick has to be somebody that can come in and help you.
Has to be. I can see both sides of it. If you're building,
then it's not the most important season. Then it's not the most important draft.
But if you feel, what is it? Draft or season? Because it can still be the most important draft if you get the guy for the future and you decide that, you know what, this next season where we put the clock on and we set it down and looking at the trajectory, we use the 75 where they're at, you don't think it's going to be this. But what if they contingency plan because of the move that they make now, right? And they say this isn't the most important season. We think that the both two have to correlate each other. And right now, as a Lions fan, it is. But if something happens in the draft where they make a decision that fortifies them 5-6 years down the road so that it's a continuation, they could still make it to the playoffs. It's just these conversations that could happen. I don't think so. I think they're going with what they're planned on defense and stuff like this. But again, these are conversations you have to be ready for. Because isn't that in the most important draft or whatever like this, if you come up to it and that quarterback's there that you've talked about in your communications before that you never thought you'd get, and boom, there it is. I mean, you might have a timeout or at least be able to move.
Yeah.
And Peaceful Tim verbalizes it the exact way that I have. And you guys know my thoughts on it, right? About the whole quarterback thing and why at number 6 I'm not interested. And it's because of this. And things change quickly. That's the baseline to this discussion right here. Things have changed quickly. Peaceful Tim says, we're 1 year closer to paying Sewell and St. Brown. And that is it right there. The window got shoved open, and it's wide open right now. And I cannot. This is the space we have now. Between Sewell and St. Brown and all these guys that we talk about, we hype up being drafted, they're on the clock now, man.
Yeah, see, that doesn't make sense to me, is you guys are scared of being 1 year closer to paying Sewell and St. Brown, but don't want a rookie quarterback.
Right,
that doesn't correlate.
Because we have a guy that played well last year.
Here's the thing.
Yes,
Played well.
Played well.
They've shown us what they've decided to do, right? As far as they put like Goff coming back this year, but these are only hypothetical contingency plans that your management might have to have because what's going on ahead of you in the first round. I don't believe that they're going to draft a quarterback. I think if CJ Stroud's there, that gives them more power to trade out, and you're going to re-solidify your picks, right? Because they've already shown you what direction they're going to go. But what I'm saying, right, is that if it changes and all of a sudden there's a quarterback picked at 6, I'm not going to panic. I don't think anybody else should, because if we're saying we trust him, we're stoked and we're not scared, and we trust him what these guys do, and he's smarter than all of us.
And that's fine. And both things can be true. I get that. But if you take a quarterback at 6 that will not play, do you help your chances of winning the division, winning a playoff game?
But I'm trusting in that they've already had this conversation.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. But I'm saying, like take emotion out of it.
So if Brad
does it help
Holmes
them or
says
no?
that it does, it does.
Not this year. It can.
But if Brad Holmes decides that this is the way to go and he's going to come out and tell me this is why we went this way, then I'm going with it. I can't be in and out and on, 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
If you're not going to take people that can help you this year, which is the most important season in Lions history, then it ceases becoming the most important season to me.
Every season after it is the next most important season.
I think they kind of run congruent.
Well, see, it depends on, I guess it all depends on what comes out in the wash. But what I'm saying is that you can't count anybody out. Any decision being made at 6 is not off the table, especially when you don't know what's going on the first 5 picks, and you won't know until that day.
That is the one thing we do know, is that we don't know.
Yeah,
I cannot. I've never seen it like this, man. Never. No. Jessica says, "What if Jake Moody is there at 6? What do you do then?" Jessica, well, I don't anticipate him to be there at 6, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
We'd be lucky to get Jake Moody at 6.
Maybe we trade up to 3.
Yeah.
Maybe we trade up to 2.
I'd just go for 1.
I mean, don't you in all likelihood want a quarterback to be there and somebody else wanting to trade with you?
Yes.
And then
that's different though. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be compensated for moving down. And you know me, like, I want all the rookie contracts I can have.
What I don't want them to choose a quarterback. If CJ Stroud or whoever's there, I want their quarterback to be available and somebody want him. Right? If my guy's not there, which I'll tell you.
Andrew Schmidt says, "Preach, Neal. Educate these bozos." Andrew, that's aggressive. These are my friends here. They're not bozos. They're passionate. We're all passionate about it. We're just talking, man. That's what we do here.
Yeah.
We're talking about it. Rodgers says, "Please talk some sense into these guys." No, these are my friends, guys. Easy.
What sense is there?
Everybody
you either
easy.
trust or you don't.
No.
Right?
Easy.
Spenny, do you trust Holmes?
I do.
Right. So you got to think that these guys are further ahead.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you who's ahead in the energy drink game. That's Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. And right now they have an exclusive offer for Woodward sports fans. The Red Wings theme 6-pack sampler, $15, free shipping to your door. Boom, you get to try them all. The great tasting Crumbury, Classic, or sugar-free. So why wait? Go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. drinkcintron.com/Woodward. 6-pack sampler, $15, delivered to your door. That's it. That's all. When D-Mac said LCA, what's he in there smashing?
Slamming Cintrons. 1, 2, 3 on the stage. Why? Drink it. Live it. Love it. Cintron.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. You feeling tired, depressed, unmotivated? Do you have low sex drive? You getting some muscle loss, belly fat piling up? Testosterone optimization therapy is a safe and effective way to restore your vitality, confidence, performance, and reduce your risk for heart disease. Go to CustomHealthCenters.com. That's CustomHealthCenters.com. Or give them a call, 877-965-0910. It's Custom Health Centers. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. We're 2 sleeps away. The NFL draft. We're losing control. Like the mocks, the media, everybody, they're saying Will Levis has gone from 40-1 to 4-1 to be the number 1 pick in the draft. I don't. My head is starting to spin. Spenmo just wants it to be. Even Spenmo, who lives for the draft.
Yep.
He's fatigued. He wants it to be here.
It's weirder because we started this conversation like 4 months earlier last year, and this year it just feels like it's, I don't know, it's all hitting me at once. Maybe it's because I don't have a car.
Maybe that could be it. Maybe because a team you root for was 9-8 last year, closed hard, and a player could put them over the top. I mean, have we wrapped our head around this? I know we just got done talking about it, but for real. The player they take at 6 or 8 or with the Raiders, whatever they do, that first player they take could be the difference of them winning a playoff game.
Yeah.
Think about, are we comfortable with that, number one?
Yeah, you
not
have
scared. I'm not
be.
talking stoked, not scared.
No, you have
like,
to
do we
be,
wrap our head around that?
To your point about before, what do you think is going to happen is you got to think that just like Brad Holmes has done in the last 2 drafts, he's taken a guy that's going to be a factor in your lineup. You look at Penei Sewell, you look at Aiden Hutchinson, guys that are come along the way. Now there might be a guy there that needs to improve a certain way, but if Brad Holmes is picking him, you know for sure he has him to have an impact on this team and an impact on the success of this team.
Blade Notes Wood says, give me Jalen Carter, though. I wanted him all year, so why change now? I'm salty. I want to get Spenmo's opinion on this one. I'm salty says, I'm smashing a 4 Loko Cintron mix. That seems aggressive.
Yeah. That's like an original 4 Loko before they took the caffeine out of it.
You got to go cut the lawn? Or seriously, you got an acre to cut? I mean, you got the energy plus the buzz? Wow.
LFG, any nickel package segments this week or today? Oh, we're going hard in the paint on the nickel packages. Don't you worry, second hour. We got that one coming up for you. I like Real Cream of Wheat. I love that video for your draft party, Neal going hard on that treadmill. Mm-hmm. I go to a different place, man. I'm not going to lie to you.
Lock in.
For like 50 minutes, dude, I go to a different place. I can't explain it to you. But it is. And, you know, we are. Jessica says, I'm drinking a hot dog and mayo smoothie. You are not? I believe the 4 Loko Cintron mix before I believe a hot dog mayo smoothie.
I almost puked in my mouth.
Yeah, that's gross.
I thought of the mango. The mango we were talking about before the show. Good.
Byrne says, DMAC, this fan base has not conceptualized that we're in such a position that the draft this year could put us in a Super Bowl, perhaps. No one has settled with that. I don't think Spenmo, for real. That one, that statement right there. We haven't conceptualized that, right? We say we have.
We say we have. We don't know how it feels.
Thank you.
Nobody knows how it feels.
Burns bricked as hell. Burn is so bricked right now, but I like it. But it could. Here's the thing, that with the best GM in your history going into the draft, that's the most you need to hit another home run, right? And especially early with guys that can play. But now the beauty is, right, Neal, it's not like it was before where you really don't have a lot of things. You can go out and get whatever you need. Now you need specifics, and it's interesting because I believe Brad Holmes specifically will get a few guys that he wants to help to this team. I think Dan Campbell or Aaron Glenn or whoever are talking after the draft going, we really like this guy. And it's not that post talk about everybody always gives oh yeah, he was on our board. No, they're going to give reasons like they usually do to why he fits into the system and even make us closer burn to feeling like that. That's a little aggressive, but I like where you're at. Bricked up.
All right, guys. It's time.
Ooh.
It's time.
All right.
Detroit Lions picking 6 and 18. We got to go around the room. I'm going to take this. I'm not limiting this to a segment or a time frame. I don't do that on this show. We will go as long as the conversation dictates. If it takes us the rest of the show, it takes us the rest of the show. Spenmo, 6 and 18.
All right, so is this who I want them to take or who I think they're going to take?
The Detroit Lions select.
Who do you want them to take?
Jalen Carter at 6. And at 18.
Realistic? I'll give it to you.
Deonte Banks.
Okay. Very realistic.
Yeah.
Very nuanced. Very realistic. You've been and I'll kind of sum it up. You've been big on the cornerback. You've been big on it. You're disappointed, obviously, to not come away with your guy Gonzalez. I'm sure.
Yes.
That breaks your heart a little bit. Mm-hmm. But you're all in for Jalen Carter.
I am all in for Jalen Carter.
As I am too.
He is the biggest need on this team as interior defensive lineman. He is the top 3 prospect in this draft. Give me Jalen Carter.
There it is. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Tim France says Jalen and Porter. Tally Irvin says Will Anderson and Bijan. And right under that, I'm Salty says no Bijan. We'll talk about that. DJ Element, there's a sense of urgency with this draft that we have never seen before. Sam Flannel, 6 and 18. Who you taking? Your Brad Holmes.
Okay, at number 6, and this is proving to be more and more realistic because even Peter King said it, I am taking Will Anderson. If he's on the board, I think you might be getting the best prospect in the draft at number 6.
Hold on. I want to interject for a second on that. I pride myself on someone that doesn't fall to emotion, that doesn't succumb, especially in this season. Spenmo's fatigued.
Yeah.
We're seeing it everywhere. We're in a time where in the last hour, Will Levis has gone from 40-1 to 4-1 to be the number 1 overall pick. I pride myself on not doing that. I thought Will Anderson was unobtainable as recently as 40 hours ago. The more I look at it, though, the more I dig. And again, this is giving into emotion. I admit that. I'm fair with that. Will Anderson misses 20% of his tackles that he gets hands on people. 20%. And I would chalk that up to being undersized, which is the knock on him. And I know what you're going to come back with about the 20 sacks in the league, in college and everything like that. But this is the NFL, Flannel.
You're being that guy.
Am I being that guy?
I think you are being that guy.
You're being that guy on the
is
week
it fair
of the
to say
draft.
that
You're being the
concerns
week
me?
of the draft and everything else. How can you go and say this is the guy that could have gone first last year, and then all of a sudden this week you finally get scared? To whatever else. I don't think you should be scared. I think this guy, to the legitimacy to what Flannel would say, but aren't we a little too late?
Daniel Bridger says Lions have problems with missed tackles all season last year. The man says I believe the reports that the Lions love Tyree Wilson. I'm just saying.
So here's the thing, right? Which to me it comes down to because I'm taking whoever's there, Carter or Will Anderson Jr. I'm not going back from it. So would you rather have a guy with some scruples off the field or a guy with some things that maybe can change or variables on the field around? Now, everything you brought up, last year's missed tackles. Do you not think the talent and the speed putting him in this organization, a guy like Will Anderson won't improve? Is missed tackles an area we can improve on? What have I seen last year? Aiden Hutchinson at the beginning of the year absolutely overplaying. Did he improve?
He did?
Right? So what I'm saying
also
is
wasn't
there's room for
235
improvement,
pounds.
right? If you're going to put a gun to my head, I'm taking the guy that I can work with the things on the field and not have the issues off the field. So I would go Will Anderson Jr. because the things that you're talking about, they can be improved. They're not, and okay, if he's undersized or whatever like this, but again, at the end of the day, it comes down to one of those two guys. And then I agree, corner. I like Joey Porter Jr.
Flannel, who do you want at 18?
At 18, given that the Lions got Will Anderson, I would probably go with Kalijah Kancey just to kind of round out the defensive line. I know he's more undersized than Jalen Carter. Hey, at 18? Yeah. Is that really that bad at 18?
No, I don't mind it at 18.
I'm not picking him at 6. I'm not Baydoun.
6 is ridiculous. I don't mind 18 at all.
There are mocks, though, saying that he's going to be a second round pick now. Yeah. I think that's reaching a little bit, man.
It's tough. My second choice would be Joey Porter Jr., but I think you need someone on that defensive line, which was a weakness. He is more undersized, but he had a great combine. He was very, very productive in college. 14 sacks in his last 2 seasons, over 28 tackles for loss, good against the run. I just think you could help build the makings of a dominant defensive line with that draft, and your defense would be improved by a couple of spots just next year, and then maybe even more by the time these guys develop later on in this season.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread LFG says, Neal, I saw a mock where Arizona took Tyree Wilson, leaving Will Anderson Jr. to fall to 6. I saw a mock where they had Houston taking Tyree Wilson.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk about Tyree Wilson going up.
How about you? So I mean, and if at the end of the day you're gonna weigh out your options but wouldn't you have already got there to about Will Anderson, either undersized or the fact that he missed tackles? Wouldn't this have you wouldn't have had him there at 6 if you were worried about that?
I'll tell you after Spenmo tells you about where to get lunch.
Ooh, nice.
Well, if you want to get lunch, there's really only a couple decisions you can make, and one of the easiest ones to make is Cousins Maine Lobster. Because Woodward Sports loves lobster, and what better way to get your fix than Cousins Maine Lobster? With 2 food trucks rolling around the city of Detroit, you can be sure to find the best lobster rolls, lobster tots, lobster tacos to power through the day. Go to cousinsmainelobster.com to find out their schedule, or you can scan that QR code right there to figure out where they are rolling around the city. Make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm. Here's the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it's needed. So give Guardian a call today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Yes. Real people, Homo sapiens. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. What do I mean by that? They care so much. It doesn't matter if it's business. Doesn't matter if it's personal. They're even protecting the legend killer, Sam Flannels. How many straight days of flannel protection, Flannel?
262.
262 straight days of flannel protection, if you can believe that. Guardian Alarm, they will protect you, but you need to call the number today. Here it is, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the second round of the playoffs, Dylan Brooks, you bitch.
Whoa!
Jesus.
Stay out of the first round of the draft, Kalijah Kancey.
Stay out of the Lions draft room or the draft board for the first 2 days of the draft, quarterbacks.
There you go, Guardian Alarm. You heard it. Your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy. Oh, he sent you.
Here we go, second hour of the show, 2 days away from the NFL Draft. We will be live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. Come join us. Tickets available on eventbrite.com. You can buy tickets at the door. Also, doors open at 5. Settle in, because we are going to be getting into it. We go live on the air at 7:30. If you can't make it out to Royal Oak, make sure you watch. Over 50,000 of you. Yes, 50,000 of you watched last year. We appreciate it. And we look forward to having the best draft show in the city of Detroit. That's factual. You cannot touch the roster of people that we have broadcasting that day. You cannot.
It's actual.
And I don't care what anybody says.
And I don't have to worry about driving home.
Pray for me.
I might get a bottle. I might have a sign, bottle service. Jalen Carter, 6th overall.
We pop bottles in the club.
Honestly,
yeah, we might do that.
I think that Brad Holmes is going to bring us a bottle popping ceremony. Yeah. I like it, Spenny. You're ready. Everybody else, let's do it.
Yeah, so again, appreciate everybody tapping in. If you're new to the show, thank you. Subscribe to the podcast, Big D Energy Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, and do it up that way as well. So we're talking draft right now, setting it in stone, 6-18. Who do you want the Lions to take? We haven't really got into that. I've kind of let the mock draft stuff settle. You know, my take on it is going to be quite simply this.
Detroit Lions select.
One more, San Flannel. Come on. Oh, my God. Just it delivers the buzz every single time, man. Every single time it does. Here's my take on it. At number 6, I want one of the 3.
Weak, boom.
No, whoever's there. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's there. Because we're only going to get the chance to take one, I get the feeling.
But you don't like Will Anderson Jr.?
The Will Anderson. I was playing devil's advocate.
Ooh, he makes bad tackles.
He does miss 20% of the tackles he attempts. But anyway, Will Anderson, Tyree Wilson, Jalen Carter. If you're asking me to rank them, who do I want? Who I think is the best fit? I think Jalen Carter is the best fit. Spenmo, it comes back to this. I want big people that push people this way, and I want big people that push people that way.
Yeah, that way.
That's all I want. And I want guys like Jalen Carter to ensure that we do not have teams run for 300 yards in the first half of football games. That's what I want. In a must-win game, that's what I want. I believe Jalen Carter fits the best to what this team needs. The edge to me, look, you can never have too many edges. I am curious as to why James Houston has kind of fallen out of the conscience of everybody. I think that he has the potential. I think that James Houston could be the very best pass rusher on this football team. Yes, including Aiden Hutchinson. And Flannel, mark me on this. You're the Hutch Slappy. Mark me on this. That is fair. That's a fair conclusion to draw. Is it likely? I don't know. It's what I believe. And I tell you guys this. Every time I talk into this microphone, I tell you what I believe.
Well, obviously, James Houston didn't have the same responsibilities as Aiden Hutchinson, didn't take on as many double teams, wasn't as much a factor in run support, but the reality is James Houston had more sacks than games played. That cannot be ignored. That cannot be overstated.
And the style in which he the athleticism going parallel.
Sent it to Von Miller.
The bend.
The bend.
I don't care. He gets there, man. He is. Am I crazy on that, though?
No.
He has fallen out of the people's consciousness. I don't understand why.
I don't think he has.
I would agree with D-Mac. I don't think
I don't think he has. And I no, exactly. I think it's just quiet before the storm that everybody's excited. And I look at adding Will Anderson just to make James Houston even that more valuable. Right? There's another guy who's Houston sort of be undersized. You mentioned that Anderson's a little undersized. You got Anderson, Houston, and Hutch. And you have to atone for that on a third down, good luck. I like that. I don't think there's anything. I think people are just, because they don't. Here's the one thing, Neal. I think that the sample size, right? We know how good he is when he's used, but he was only used in limited play. We want to see him being used more, and then I think people get more excited. But I don't think that they've.
I never hear
him.
anybody talk about him, though. Like in the draft, they never say, well, we do have a good core of edge rushers right now.
That is a good point.
I think to your point, Neal, is that because he's a 5th rounder, right, is that people are more to the fact he's got to prove it. Again, was this just a misnomer? And then people are being quiet about it because it's, some sort of a secret.
What were you going to say, Spenmo?
That is a good point, though. Like, I don't think it's around here, but national media-wise, I always see, like, when Todd McShay or whoever picks Will Anderson or Tyree Wilson to go to the Lions.
The other side of Hutchinson.
Yeah, a great pairing to go with Aiden Hutchinson. It's like, okay, well, we had another guy back there, too, that was pretty damn good, but... You can never have enough of those guys. You can never have enough bodies that want to rip the quarterback's head off.
And again, don't get me wrong. Like, especially if this Will Levis nonsense ends up playing out, then if you get 3 quarterbacks to go, you're guaranteed to get one of them. And that's all I'm asking for. Mm-hmm. One of those 3 dudes, and I'm cool with it, and we move on. If one of those 3 dudes aren't available, you guys know my thoughts on this. Whatever your offensive line flavor is. In Skoronski, who seems to be falling a little bit. Paris Johnson seems to be rising a little bit. And my reasoning for that is very simple. I want to stagger my offensive line rookie contracts. That's what I want to do. And going deeper than that, Taylor Decker and where he sits, especially with the money he makes, flexibility, D-Mac. And I'm not calling for it, and I'm not saying he stinks or anything like that, but I do want to get just so I can be accurate about it. I do want to be proper on the information because he is the second highest cap hit on this team this year, and he'll be on the north side of 30. And I'm not saying he's washed or anything. So take this, please listen to what I'm saying here. For the future, it allows you flexibility to do what you want.
Conversations need to be made. And just to continue, I thought this was a great point. Or we're bringing up, people are starting to bring up things that maybe we've forgotten a little bit. You mentioned maybe Houston, maybe a little bit overlooked. Jonesy 5182. Don't forget, Kaminsky will have both hands available this season.
That is true.
Right? We had the club on it last year, and you saw how effective that he was, and obviously re-signed for that purpose. Yeah. But that's a small something that's only going to get better.
And Pascal and Romeo starting the season healthy is big. Like we saw when Romeo was healthy, he had 2 sacks in a game. When Pascal was healthy, he had a sack and a half in a game. Like those guys make plays. So,
but they gotta be out there.
They gotta be healthy.
And that's the other thing too. Okay, I keep hearing that. When I get my dudes in there, when Tyree Wilson's here or Will Anderson or Jalen Carter's here to go out, then you better do it. Or guess what?
Yeah,
we move on.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the way that it works. And that's kind of in reverse. If my defensive guys aren't there at 6, that's why my offensive lineman play comes into effect.
I mean, that big time at the back corner, man, Skoronski, right? Out of Northwestern or an offensive lineman, and you nailed it, Neal, pushing both sides. Because what have we talked about before? What is the biggest asset in championship teams and teams that want to get to the next level? You have to have an identity, and the identity of this team is the offensive line, is it not? So great teams, yes, you fill around, but you have to always pay attention, at least second, to what makes you good.
And I knew this was going to happen. Andrew Klingerman says Decker isn't going anywhere. When did I say that?
I mean,
when did I say that?
No, you said that with his contract.
He's north of 30.
He adds options to be able to work around with everything else, right? Like, but didn't we just see this with Taylor Lewan in Tennessee or whatever? Like this, it isn't. You're not bringing up. Forget the name. Okay, drop the name because that's where people might get a little butthurt. Just saying that there are contracts coming up of veteran guys that can be either maneuvered and worked within the system money-wise, or there to be decisions that have to be made. Yeah. That's fair, is it not?
It's fair.
Forget the names. It's every team has these things coming up.
And as of right now, next year, our 2 starting guards that are on contract with NFL experience would be Dan Skipper and Stenberg.
That's what it is.
Because Glasgow, Jackson, and Vaitai are all in the last years of their deal.
And Andrew Klingerman said Decker isn't going anywhere. He's playing at a high level. Focus on guard. Okay, so your vote is for Skoronski then.
I don't like drafting a guard that early.
Well, he's gonna.
But like his arms.
Spenny, can you get a guard? Can you get a guard in like the third?
Yes.
Like that is.
That's where you got Jonah Jackson. He's a Pro Bowler.
Thank you.
Right. But my point with that is like Skoronski projects as a tackle.
Yeah.
And
his
then
arm size scares me a little bit though to play tackle.
But I'm talking about having 2 years of both your tackles being on a rookie deal, which is unheard of.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the depth I'm thinking. Because Brad Holmes has this, like Steve Yzerman has this, the board in the room with everybody's contract, and you know where it is. And guys, I'm not being obtuse about it. I'm not saying he stinks or anything like that. But the moral of the story is, in 2 years, Taylor Decker is going to be a $19 million cap hit at the position at 32 years old. Brad Holmes, it would be malfeasance if you didn't take that into account. For real. Like, for real. And again, that's what the board dictates to me. That's the way that I would do this. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's where I'm going. And I gave you the logic behind it. Like, a lot of people can just sit here and say, oh, well, I'll take this guy. Well, sure, that works for your fantasy football team because you get them for the year and that's it. You got to look deep with it, man. You have to. You don't have to look too deep, though, about what you should do this summer. Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. You can try the classic breakfast items like the strawberry hotcakes or the mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Not a breakfast person, which I'm not. That's cool. Try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with the refreshing summer splash salad. And while you're there, you're going to do it. It's the Strawberry Fest. Get dessert. The delicious classic strawberry pie. That's what started all this. If you're more than D-Max Lane, the deep-fried vanilla Oreos will be in play for you. Yes! Or the strawberry hot fudge cake. All that and more. It's Strawberry Fest at Big Boy, everybody. Let's go!
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome. Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D, spotless sanitized rooms, and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. And don't forget to pick up the Australian Gold. Look, all these will be good first-round draft picks. The Australian Gold, the Designer Skin, the Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter's rookie quarterback contract Swedish Beauty Lotion.
Oh, yeah.
ChiliPeppersTanning.com. That's a website. Find out which one of the 27 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. They are your vitamin D headquarters. Vitamin D, you know, you're not going to get any here. The sun hasn't been out in a month. Go to ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Chili Peppers Tan.
We are keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Join us Thursday night, 5th Avenue, Royal Oak. It's on and popping. The draft's so much better when you're in a big crowd of people.
Yes.
So much better.
It was awesome last year.
It was. It's just so much better. Spenmo put the link to buy tickets up at the top of the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, or you can buy them at the door, whatever you want to do. But we were just wrapping up the discussion about what do you want to see at 6 and 18. Everybody's kind of on the record right now. One funky Lions fan. James Houston showed he can be what everyone hopes Will Anderson will be.
See, that's where I have to push back a little bit, because obviously I like James Houston, I love what he did, but I wouldn't use him as a reason to not take Will Anderson. That's all.
Right.
That's fair.
That is fair. No question. Lioness says Sewell gets his 5th-year option the same year Decker's contract ends. Sewell replaces Decker at left tackle. And under my system, Skoronski or Paris Johnson goes to right tackle. You see what I'm saying here? See how this is working? And I get 2 of them on a rookie deal.
You remember when people were like, Penei Sewell can't play right tackle? He hasn't done it in years. Trust me, offensive linemen aren't built like that.
That'd be like coming to me and saying, Neal, you can't chug a beer. You haven't done it in years.
Yeah.
Pour one out.
Yeah, like, come on now.
You don't lose that skill.
You don't lose that. Offensive linemen will move anywhere at any position on the offensive line.
Yeah, that's what it is. Rustin Burke says, what about this, D-Mac? Flannel Sam, legend killing James Houston now, LOL.
I did no such thing. I literally said he has more sacks than games played. That's insane. I've repeatedly said that. All I'm saying is you don't use James Houston as a reason why you don't take Will Anderson, who was the best prospect in last year's draft and the best prospect in this year's draft. That's all. Not controversial at all.
You're good. You're good, Flannel. You're good. You say I don't think there was blasphemy. I think that's what gives you the secret weapon. I think that the stat you just nailed, right? What was it? More sacks than games played?
Yes.
So is that, I think to a lot of us Lions fans, we see something special. We see the low move, but is it going to be consistent? Are they going to learn how to use it? Because he's a specialist. And you know what? I only need him playing 20 plays a game if he's going to get a sack or 2 sacks or whatever or be effective. So I agree with you, Sam, that the fact that James Houston is irrelevant whether to draft Will Anderson or not. I got your back on this one. Just this one. Just this one.
I'm Salty says Houston and the Aquara brothers means that we don't draft an edge this year. So
again, it's just the Aquara brothers. I mean, Romeo Aquara is a very fine player.
Very fine local football player.
Julian Aquara can never stay on the field ever. I'm just saying, when they're all healthy, they're good. But you don't use the Aquara brothers and James Houston as a reason not to draft Will Anderson, who, like I said, best prospect in last year's draft, best prospect in this year's draft. Come on, guys.
So speaking of this, and next 2 segments, we got nickel packages for you. We got a Lions nickel package, NFL draft nickel package. I did want to say this though. Sources, and Spenmo put this out here. Sources say that Jalen Carter is off the Lions draft board, and we had Terry Foster in the stead of Darren McCarty sit in that chair and speak along those same lines.
Yeah.
I don't like it, Spenmo.
Neither do I.
Yeah, but do you not like it, or do you like it?
No, I don't like it.
I don't like it.
Well, you don't like it because what? You don't get your guy, but at the end of the day, what if it's the best decision instead of taking the guy that you want and you had red flags along the way or something that you didn't know? Unfortunately, this disappointment that you're feeling is, if this is the case, which if reports are reporting, I don't believe it. It's probably the opposite, right? With this regime. I mean, who knows? But if that's the case, sometimes the pick that you don't make saves you from aggravation down the road, right? So I would rather have it. I do like it if this is the case, that you are sure to what your plan is coming out of Detroit. And yes, we need that guy. That guy's talent or whatever. But you know what? We don't need the pros and the cons if the cons outweigh the pros, and that's what
is the Jameson Williams thing having any impact on you saying that right now?
No.
Okay.
No,
just checking in.
Not at all, because at the end of the day, you're going to forget about Jameson Williams and all that stuff when he's back out playing, right? When he's back out playing, if he's producing, right? The fact of the matter is, like, it has nothing. But to me, it doesn't matter. But maybe to them, it does.
And that would be my problem.
But I don't think it does. So if you're asking me, do I think that the Jameson Williams has on Jalen Carter 2 Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell? No, I think that it comes down to a question of scruples and them looking at each other and whatever information that they got, that the talent on the field didn't outweigh what it was off the field.
Doof in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. What would it take for the Lions to move from 6 to 3? And, you know, Terry Foster, we talked about that earlier in the week. His people say that it would basically come down to the choice. Do you want to give him 18 or do you want to give him the 2 seconds? So that obviously you're pick swapping. You have your choice of 18 or the 2 seconds. It's easy to say, right?
You know what would be cool? Well, yeah, but you know what would be cool? Because, well, here's the whole thing, too, is like, how do you, like, just by the conversations we've had today, if Will Levis is dropped from 40-1 to 4-1, how are you even going to even do that when the guy you might want will drop to you, right? We're in the position that you're in. So with whatever's up in the air, unless moving up and you were sure to get the guy that you wanted, bar none. But I don't think that's where we're at. I think that the Detroit Lions still, and I'm stoked, are in a very formidable position, and I think the guy that they want might fall to them without even having to do anything. You know what would be interesting, though? Wouldn't it be cool if every GM had to put in, like, their first, who would be their first choice if, you know what I mean? Like, so if we knew the contingency plan as it came, who would be there, who's on their board? I would like to see their boards. Yeah. Best players, you know, they say who's off the board, best available player, whatever. What does Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes' board look like?
Pistons fan 11 says Julian Okwara may not even make the team.
Well, I think to Sam's point is you're not that the way you draft isn't contingent on any Okwara in your lineup, right?
Yeah, 100%.
I can agree with you on that. I'm agreeing too much with you today, Sam. Might have been the fact that you did not legend kill Scotty Bowman. Did you hear that earlier? They tried to get him.
Oh, yeah.
Earlier.
Yeah, no doubt.
You can't legend kill Scotty.
No, you
nor
can't.
would I try. I didn't.
Even he knew better.
I didn't.
All right.
No, you can't. I'm a big Jalen Carter guy because I believe it fits the need, the biggest need that they have.
I agree.
So that's why I'm on board with it. But I'm not against all those other things.
Neither am I.
I'm not. So it is there. I am just not cornerback at 6, and I'm not quarterback. I want no back. Nothing with the back in the second part.
No backs.
No backs.
No backs.
I want the fronts.
I want fronts. No backs. Fronts first, then backs.
And I just don't. I don't want full frontal.
Full frontal.
Yeah.
Offense, defense, pushing.
That's all we're looking for. It's full frontal.
You do always got to ask for the back after you go front first.
Yeah, but that's later in the draft.
Yeah, that's down the line.
Yeah, that's later.
He's into it.
Yeah, he's.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
All right, are we done, children?
There we go.
Are we done, kids?
Give me another giggity.
Giggity, giggity, giggity.
Now we're done? Okay.
Now we're done. Thank you.
I'm going to play the classic part where I start it and then get mad at you guys for continuing it.
That's fair.
I'm used to that.
Is that fair?
Yep.
Yeah. I just don't want the character I want talent. I don't want the character thing to be an issue. I don't. Like if you believe in his talent, then you believe in him. That's all. Don't be scared. And yes, I will. I am the only one that comes full frontal about PTSD with the Lions, right? I'm the only one that's honest about it. One of my biggest PTSDs with the Lions was the Randy Moss draft, where they took Jermaine Crowell in the second round when you could have had Randy Moss in the first. That has stung me for a long time.
Okay, stop right there. Where would you put the people in charge, right? The hierarchy, the general manager at the time or whatever. Where would you put your belief in that they make the right decision? Not at all.
My concern is that it's organizational.
No, back then, right? When
the
you're
people
talking
at the
about
top are
Randy
still the
Moss,
people
you
at
knew
the top.
organizationally there's no chance in drafting him because we don't want any problems. We don't want any dust. We got to have these choir boys, right? Are you afraid of, like, I get that with the Randy Moss pick, and we knew that was coming with the Lions then. This is a different Lions regime, in my opinion, led by Sheila, right? Dan and Brad or whatever, that this won't come into it. They're already dealing, right? They already, they don't have cracks in the armor down there already? It's not like, it's it's not peachy keen all the time. Obviously, they got their number 1 draft pick from last year suspended for 6 games for doing something stupid, right? But they're going to figure it out, right? So I have more trust that won't supersede anything. Neal, the fact is, do you understand this? That sometimes the off-the-field noise or the character, right, can come in and bleed the opposite way to what you're trying. When you're balancing where this team's at right now, the locker room is as important. So they need that solid guys, and they don't have the opportunity to say, well, what if this works or what if this doesn't work? They have to go with the guy that they're sure is going to work with that culture of what they're building.
Right.
Like, that's the problem. They don't have the luxury, right? So if the talent and what Jalen Carter brings, right, to the defensive front supersedes anything else, then they'll pick them. If not, they won't. Does that make sense?
No, it does.
And that's unfortunate. So I trust in the fact that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell would pick somebody that is unscrupulous if it's going to make it better in the team. And sometimes those unscrupulous guys come to where they belong, and we see a change. Have we not seen that in the past? You know, the Leopards changed his spots, or a guy's gone and succeeded elsewhere when they thought he'd be a cancer.
If you want to change your insurance, Sam Flannel, what's the play?
Oh, you go to Swiss Insurance, of course, because be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
You've heard of Gordon Ramsay. You've heard of Bobby Flay. But Thursday night Master Chef Brad Holmes will be in the kitchen with all of the ingredients needed to make a great dish on draft night. Join Woodward Sports for our 3rd annual Woodward Sports Draft Party, live at 5th Avenue in Royal Oak. The past 2 years, these parties have been standing room only, so get your tickets early at eventbrite.com. Don't miss out on all the fun with Braylon Edwards, Ryan Ermanni, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, and the entire Woodward Sports crew. The party starts at 7:30 p.m. Don't miss the biggest draft party in the Motor City, brought to you by the biggest network, Woodward Sports.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel. Spencer Raxter here with you.
Okay, sorry. Dan G says, do you believe in Antonio Brown's talent, Neal? Antonio Brown was the best receiver in the NFL for a 5-year stretch. Historic numbers. Yeah, I would take Antonio Brown on this. Yes. Like, what?
Give me that 5 years?
Not Tampa head case Antonio Brown, but what Antonio Brown was in Pittsburgh? Yes.
Give it to me now.
Like, for
100%.
real? What? Come on.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, real cream of wheat. Terry Fair, not Jermaine Crowell. No, they took Jermaine Crowell in the 2nd round, a wide receiver, when they could have taken Randy Moss, a wide receiver, in the 1st round.
Oh, man.
They did take Terry Fair in front of Randy Moss, but they knew they were going to take a receiver in the 2nd round, which obviously they valued a receiver, and they said, no, we're good. We're not going to take Randy Moss. I'll always have PTSD about that.
But again, not the greatest GM in Lions history drafting, right?
No doubt. Jonesy, that was one of the worst drafts in Lions history. Crowell over Moss, then traded up for Charlie Batch.
Oof.
Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. We'll just revisit some of the draft class.
Oh, so we can get excited to what has happened.
I think we'll do that. That'd be a great...
And then it could, because you could do the path, right? Circle the guys, the 3 or 4 guys.
I'll do the tell me what Brad Holmes' first year was on the job. I'll do that bit.
Oh, there you go.
I'll go through the list and tell me when Brad Holmes took over. All right, it's time. Nickel packages galore. We'll be doing nickel packages every day through the draft all the way through Friday. Let's kick it.
All right, first we're going to do the Lions nickel package. First question of the Lions nickel package. What round do the Lions draft a receiver this year?
I can't give you like a specific round, But I will tell you this. It is my thought and my belief it will be whatever round they were going to take a wide receiver in before this week.
Yeah.
I don't think anything changed.
Is it likely that, what do they have, 5 of the first, like a third rounder or fourth rounder? I wouldn't be surprised, right? Depending on who's left on the board there. But, as it sort of plays out. But I think, again, the contingency plan, does the Jameson Williams, is this what you're asking, does that change them drafting a wide receiver sooner? Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I think the Quintez Cephas cutting is what pushes it more, because now you need a body for depth.
You need a body.
That's fair. That's a good. So you're saying
and you don't have a big receiver on your roster.
Your first 6th round pick,
I think they'll do it earlier than that.
5th round.
I've been fifth.
What
third,
is the
possibly.
Quintez Cephas replacement? 5th rounder? Like, what you think in the draft?
Yeah.
What can you get? Because you're going to go for a body guy, a size guy.
I like Hodges Tomlinson, or not Hodges Tomlinson. Oh my God, what's his name? I can't remember. Out of Western Virginia.
But a 4th, 5th round guy, right?
Yeah.
So a guy later in the draft, but a guy that, you want a guy that's big that can catch the ball. Mm-hmm. Do what maybe you were looking Cephas to do.
Yeah. And I'd be remiss if I didn't bring this up. The return of Tom Kennedy, LOL. He's an option, everybody. He's an option. 2nd down.
All right, 2nd down. Next question of the Detroit Lions nickel package. Will DeAndre Swift finish the year with the Lions?
I think so.
What's the contract situation?
He's in the last year of his deal.
Last year, yeah.
He is.
So the reason the question is because at the end of this year he's a free agent.
Yes.
So the thing would be, does he play it out, and would he be able to walk away without any compensation?
Correct.
I still think he plays a season out.
Yeah.
He will be a $2.7 million cap hit. He's in the 4th year of his deal. He was a 2nd round draft pick back in 2020. Yeah, because what are you going to get for him?
You get a compensatory, 4th, I think?
Salary contingent on what he signs for. I would just say, because you know what? Here's something, D-Mac. I believe Swift's greatest asset is his ability to be a slot receiver. For real.
Bingo ball in the backfield.
I think he's overlooked. He's not thought of enough in getting us through this little 6-game thing.
See, I agree more out of the backfield and stuff like this. I don't think slot, because I don't think he's durable enough, and some of the hits that he's going to take, like Amon-Ra St. Brown does, like he's more durable. Even a Khalif Raymond's better in there, but I think when you get him with speed or with space, that's when they find out he's their gimmick guy. Mm-hmm. He's their guy, and if you can keep him healthy and play, that's his best. If he realizes at running back his best asset for another contractor to go whatever else, right, is to be available and to do what he does when he's in the game, and to be that excitement, right? To be that excitement. To me, he reminds me of doing the things with the football like that Cooper Kupp does, like on more of that aspect, but except that Cooper Kupp's more available till last year, right? So it's all about availability. How do they keep him available?
Yeah, I think you're going to see him out wide a ton, especially in the first half of the season.
I agree in space, but not where do you guys think that you'd run him over the middle and because one hit and he's done? Mm-hmm. Don't you think that? Or is it just me? Like, I'm going to keep him out speed wide, one-on-one. Maybe sideline, maybe stuff like this.
But it's what the team needs now. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Yeah. Not what you need. It's what the team needs.
Yeah, it's not what's good for Swift. It's what the team needs.
And it's more what's good for Montgomery.
And now you have Montgomery. So,
but I think that makes Swift, if he's healthy, done right, that much more of an asset.
Yeah. That's fair.
No, I agree. I think he plays out the season, yes.
Okay. 3rd question of the Lions nickel package. Over under 650 receiving yards for Jameson Williams.
In 11 games?
11 games.
No, way over.
Yeah. Way over?
Way over.
Okay.
Yeah, hey, don't be mad if you all made me this way.
No,
I didn't become this way all on my own. The people made me this. The cut Jameson Williams people refined me.
All right, 850.
In 11 games? Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's tight. That's getting tight.
Mm-hmm.
I think he smokes 650, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I think he blasts way past. What do you got, D-Mac?
I say no.
Oh.
I'm more in the city. I guess it's being Sam Align today. It's more of like to prove it. I want him to blow it out of the water. And I want to sit here and be going, oh, I was wrong. But until I see it, I got to be with Sam because that you've put yourself in this position with me, Mr. Williams. I still believe in you and in your talent, and that you can come back and learn from this and be the asset that we need. But I need to see it.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Roger Horvath says, "I'll place my bet from work on that one." Hey, don't go on the Wi-Fi.
Too soon.
Yeah.
All right, next
Too
question
soon.
of the Lions nickel package. Will the Detroit Lions have a top 10 defense next season?
I know the snap reaction is to say yes because you assume they're going to take one of the big three in the first round. Have we forgotten how bad it was, though? As much as better as it was in the second half,
it was very good.
I have one question. Can we stop a running quarterback? If we can stop or limit a running quarterback and not let them set league records against us or put up 300 yards running or rushing, if we can prove to stop that, then you
maybe make somebody punt.
You have that ability. I think the way that they built the secondary, it's coming up there. I think that maybe that's a stretch, right? Now, obviously, if they are a top 10 defense, we're winning the North. Okay. Do I say the reasonability is top half? I think that's what you shoot for, top 16. I'm not willing to go top 10, but I think they crack in 16, 15, 14. And it's all contingency when we're talking this season. Do we see that the mobile quarterback, the Hurtses, the Fields, they can't run against us?
It's interesting. The chat room, it's mostly no's. What do you got on that one, Spenny? That's aggressive,
Yeah,
I feel like.
it is aggressive. I want to say yes if we get Will Anderson or Jalen. If we get Jalen Carter, yes, 100%.
Sam Flannel, what do you got on that one real quick?
I would say no, because overall last season, even though they got better as the season went along, they were still bottom 5 in scoring at the end of the year. I would say top 20 for sure, possibly top 15, but top 10, that would be an astronomical leap. A little aggressive for me.
Even with Hutch having 22 and a half sacks?
I never said 22 and a half. I said 13 and a half.
Oh, sorry.
We set on a good number.
Sorry about that. All right, fifth down.
All right, fifth down. Last question of the Lions nickel package. I had to think about this for a while because I was gonna do David Montgomery and somebody. I was gonna do somebody else, and there wasn't really anybody that I could compare it to. So I just did who finishes the season with more touchdowns, Amon-Ra St. Brown or the tight end room.
I feel like you're trying to trap me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because he does only have 11 in 2 years. I know I've been the leader of the charge on it. He's up there, I think, in the top tier receivers in the game. But the touchdown thing isn't really his thing.
Yeah. And
the tight end room, it is their thing. Amon-Ra gets you down the field, and then the tight end score the touchdown. And I'm curious to see where the chat room goes with this, with the immediate kind of snap reactions. That's balanced. Wow, you guys aren't falling for it today.
Because you're going to see what are you going to see? You're going to see the committee of tight ends, and you're going to see a guy with 4, a guy with 3, a guy with 2, maybe one with 1, and stuff like this. And to your point, what is Amon-Ra St. Brown? 5 or 6 a year. His job's between the 5s and the 5, right? You know what I'm saying? He's the one that takes the pass through the middle, gets hit by 3 guys, gets you down to the 4-yard line so you can do the tight end play action to the end zone. So I think it's close, but I think it's tight ends 9, Amon-Ra 7. Maybe 6.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much in lockstep.
And isn't it the MO of your team and Jared Goff in the red zone? And even more so this year from 5 yards out, it's going to be Montgomery. So
that is the Detroit Lions nickel package. NFL when we come back after I tell you about Planet Fitness. Home of the judgment-free zone. Workout in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. You can go to planetfitness.com or pull in the parking lot. There's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area. Membership starts at just $10 a month all the way up to the black card. $24.99 per month. You basically own Planet Fitness, use of the amenities, unlimited guest privileges as well. It is Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness, it is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Coming down the stretch, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jason Moose says Mozzie Smith is strong. With the right coaching, he could be a good defensive tackle. Wait a minute. Wasn't he at Michigan?
He was.
He was at Michigan.
You're not calling that coaching into question, are you, Sam Flannel?
Every player needs more coaching at the NFL level. Come on, Neal.
He's got an NFL coach.
I mean, still though, when you go to the NFL, you're gonna get a new coaching staff. Come on, Neal. Everybody needs to be coached up in the NFL, even the best ones, even the Bijan Robinsons and the Will Andersons and all them.
You didn't fall for it, Sam Flannel. How come no one's falling for anything today, D-Mac?
They're on to your reindeer games, Neal.
Are they?
It's draft time because everybody's stoked and they're on point. Stoked, bricked, not scared, untucked. Here we go. Back, front, forward, backward, whatever it is. We're all over the place today. We got it. People are on point. They're ready. Can't wait till Thursday. 2 more sleeps.
I'm salty. Says he doesn't need coaching if he went to Michigan. See, somebody fell for it. There you go. Shane Duncan, Mozzie in the second round? Question mark? Hell yes. Give him to me.
Yeah.
Give him to me.
If you're not getting Jalen Carter, I'll definitely take Mozzie in the second round.
No question about that. NFL nickel package time. We're going to have them the rest of the way in for the rest of the week. This is your honor, right, Sam Flannel?
Yes, this is a draft edition. So first down, if Bijan Robinson gets drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles at number 10, is he the no-doubt front-runner lock for Offensive Rookie of the Year?
I don't see how he's not.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's... I'd be curious to see what the odds are on that. I wonder if that would be like even money. Would you have to lay money? Because he just slides right in, right?
Yep.
And they still have, Lane Johnson.
Jason
they still
Kelsey,
have,
Landon Dickerson.
They still got those dudes. D-Mac, I don't see how he's not,
Jordan
man. I mean, and look, it's a position of need for the Eagles, so it fits, right?
No, it absolutely does. But, I mean, that's where it's all interesting, right? Like that's where it's all interesting. And the best part for the team, usually how many times during the draft are you just really concerned about the first pick? Maybe the second pick or 2 first round. This goes all the way through. We got to be locked in to every and other team. So if he does slide, I mean, it seems like the perfect fit for them, but you never know. Like I said, the way that this draft's going to play out, I think there's going to be so many. This draft has the ability to have so many unpredictables.
Real quick, too. David Gerald says, I don't see how running back could be Offensive Rookie of the Year with a running quarterback because they're already going to be taking steps to measure that.
And go look at Miles Sanders' stats from last year.
Those are Rookie of the Number set. Yeah. And I'll say this, too. Like, we forget it. Bijan Robinson is the most NFL ready right now, could play an NFL game tomorrow person in this draft.
Mm-hmm. And he catch the ball in the backfield very well.
He is the biggest plug-and-play guy that there is in this draft. Now, the numbers come into play because of the position he plays. If there were no salary cap or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it was just get the best player, he'd be number 1.
He's the number 2 prospect on Russell Brown's big board. We just had him on yesterday.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I like Russell.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
He is. I think he's the most pro-ready prospect. Kick it right now.
Just quickly before we go to second down, I have a hot take for you guys. If Bijan Robinson gets drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, he leads the NFC in rushing next season.
Whoa!
I know I did this before with DeAndre Swift, but I seriously, Bijan Robinson.
There goes that with Bijan Robinson.
Well, put your money on JSN to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and take Nebraska to win the national title too. Scott Frost to be Coach of the Year.
Fair enough, but that's not crazy. Is it really crazy objectively, just really quick?
Not really.
I'm salty says Bijan wasn't even the best running back in college. Wrong.
That's insane. Stop it.
And it's a Blake Corum slappy. It's not Neal Ruhl, the Michigan hater, saying it. It's a Blake Corum should have been in New York slappy.
Donovan Edwards better.
I would agree with that. All right, we're getting off track. Here we go.
All right, so there's a couple players that seem like perfect fits for these respective teams. Which one would be a better fit? Peter Skoronski to the Bears or Joey Porter Jr. to the Steelers?
I'm just not a Joey Porter Jr. guy, and I am a Skoronski guy. So that tells you, where it's going to lie for me. The versatility of Skoronski, who can come in if you have a high-priced tackle on a contract now, can slide right in and play guard, and then when that high-price contract moves on, you plug him right over in to the tackle spot. I believe he's this draft's Penei Sewell, where you can just put him in and you write it off for 10 years. As long as he doesn't get hurt, you never have to worry about him again.
No, that's a great point. And you look at what Chicago's building, right? And whether it's the NFC North or whatever it is, but it's the push and pull, right? It's the lines. That's where this division starts and ends. So, I would hope that Joey Porter to Pittsburgh, because I don't need Skoronski going to the Bears, being a Lions fan, but Skoronski is the better choice.
I've seen Joey Porter kind of fall out of favor lately, too. What's the official word on that, Spen? That's the zone coverage and things like that?
And he's pretty grabby at the top of routes.
That ain't going to work in this league.
Nope. That
ain't going to work in this league. I think the Steelers are smarter than that. They've proven to be smarter than that, I think. All right, third down.
All right, so at pick 31, if you are the Kansas City Chiefs, which of these players would you rather have? Mozzie Smith or Quentin Johnston?
Given the attrition they've had due to the salary cap, I would take Mozzie Smith. I know that the Chiefs are always a favorite to take the toy, right? They're always the favorite because Patrick Mahomes, close your eyes, throw the ball.
They lost Juju, too.
They lost Juju, but what was a bigger loss? What was a bigger loss?
I need Frank Clark.
No question. And I'm not saying Mozzie Smith's Frank Clark, but I am saying Mozzie Smith can really change the dynamic of your rush defense. I do believe that. 100%. I would love for the Lions to get him in the second round. Would love it.
You bring up the point that usually Kansas City, because they pick late, goes for the toy, but this is sort of the first time where they're in the need.
Good. That's a good call, D-Mac, and I do want to get Sam Flannel's take on that. This is the first time where we've seen the Kansas City Chiefs kind of have to address something here.
That's fair.
They got to, and like last year with the wide receivers and Tyreek Hill moving on, they sort of like maneuvered around it. They were able to figure it out. Now it's sort of that back end and the Mahomes money and all.
They did
stuff.
Very well on the pop quiz.
Yes,
but this year is a test. Yep, it's an exam.
To the exam.
It was a hell of a pop quiz though, because when we talk about GMs that are better than Brad Holmes, Brett Veach is one of the few. As of right now.
Oh, yeah. And he's
no question.
He's got the trophy case to prove it.
Yeah.
That's the nice hot take.
I watched it play out on the television.
Nice hot take. Holy cow, you almost burned me over here.
Okay, fair enough. Fourth down. Which pick combination would you think would be more advantageous for the Houston Texans? Will Anderson at 2 and Jackson Smith and Jigba at 12, or CJ Stroud at 2 and Jackson Smith and Jigba at 12?
It all comes down to what you think of Stroud, right? I'm not as down on Stroud as everybody else is.
I don't know why this is happening.
Yeah, but I'm not as high on Stroud as the Stroud lovers are. I'm just kind of, hey, we'll see.
Here's
which runs opposite of the job I'm supposed to do. But guys, I tell you, I'm honest. We'll see.
Here's the contention. If it wasn't DeMeco Ryan.
DeMeco
Ryan as coach, defensive coach for Houston, I would say automatically. If he was an offensive coach, it's quarterback, wide receiver. Coming out of, what do we always
That's
knock?
a good pull, too,
we always
D-Mac.
knock? The Ohio State quarterback. But if you have the Ohio State quarterback with his receiver, right? 2 years ago, whatever like that, but there's continuity. The fact that it's defensive guy, does it almost make you think that they're going to take Will Anderson because of that? So it would be more of the second. I think that you got it right as far as Smith and Jigbo or wide receiver at 12, but what are they going to go at the front? And I agree with you guys. CJ Stroud up until what now? The week before, is everybody's now they're down on him. We're talking about he could even fall to 6. We'll see which way you nailed it, Neal. We'll see which way it has to go. I would probably go quarterback receiver combination if I was the Texans.
Yeah, that was, you really got me thinking on that one, D-Mac. You're not just a guy sitting up here with a red mohawk, man. Like you're making me think today.
You know
I like
what?
it.
It bleeds in. You think like this is the smart. This is the brain. It bleeds into the skull, and every now and then you got a good point.
I think I'm leaning Will Anderson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. I think their hand is forced so that Jackson Smith and Jigba's gotta play a part in all this. I do believe that.
Yeah, that's why I think that's a no-brainer for the Texans at 12. And who knows? He might not be there, but I think he will. Fifth down, last one of the day. Which edge rushing prospect gets drafted first? Georgia's Nolan Smith or Iowa's Lucas Van Ness?
That's a good one.
Nolan Smith's got the 40 time. Lucas Van Ness was good too, though, man.
Yeah.
On the 40.
Yeah.
You guys know where I'm going to go with this, so don't even ask me.
I know.
Well, the tiebreaker is Georgia or Iowa. Taking a Georgia guy or an Iowa guy? I know what your answer is, and I'm taking a Georgia guy. Everything else is similar. I'm taking the guy that's played the bigger games, the guy that's played, in the brightest lights. A guy who's been coached probably the best. No-brainer to me, Smith.
Yeah, that's what the room is saying too. They're leaning towards the Georgia guy too. Dan G says, "Who coached Mozzie up in college, Neal? The GOAT Jim Harbaugh did."
He's a damn good football coach. We
No,
agree
he is.
on that.
Yeah. I'm just heading.
Guys, coaching matters. We all know that. It's sort of like as much as uptime. It matters. And when we talk about uptime, who are we talking about? We're talking about Alta, because uptime matters at Alta Equipment. They have everything you need to get the job done. You got a bog project coming up. Heck, 2 more sleeps, and we got a project going on down at the draft. Let's go. Alta, they'll be there. Alta Rent, they got you covered, so give them a call today. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pig game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at FoalingWarehouse.com.
Get out to Foaling Warehouse, about 6:15, the March of the match tonight. Detroit City FC, Minnesota United out of the MLS down at Keyword. D-Mac. D-Mac will be in attendance tonight. I have soccer coaching duty with my son's soccer. I will not be there. I'm not on the call. I didn't get picked up by Bleacher Report, so I will not be on the call tonight, so don't send me the tweets and stuff like that. It's all right. Hey, I don't make the choices, man.
Well, that's why I got to go down. Because I can't hear your voice calling the game, so I got to go watch it live.
You got to go watch it live. There you go. It was a preemptive move by D-Mac. Thank you, my friend. I do appreciate that. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jump into it. Get your thoughts out there. Steven Seibert has a game on ESPN Plus tonight. Steven, Bleacher Report has the rights to the U.S. Open Cup, so you have to stream it on Bleacher Report.
That's weird.
I didn't.
Yeah, I'm just saying. It's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, I have no input on that or anything like that. But we're talking. We're talking. A DCFC game without Neal on the call is blasphemy. I appreciate that, you guys. Thank you. But no, we're kind of wrapping up this discussion, and I pulled the numbers real quick too. The Lucas Van Ness, Nolan Smith. Van Ness 272.
Mm-hmm. Nolan Smith's like 240, right?
Yeah, 238.
Yeah.
4.3940 for Nolan Smith, 4.58 for Lucas Van Ness. Van Ness has 34-inch arms. Nolan, though, 32 and 5/8-inch arms. Short arms.
Don't matter. Hutch's alligator arms proved wrong. Remember that, Sam?
32-inch
T-Rex.
Oh, yeah.
Killing it out there. Relevant.
Almost the same wingspan, though.
Ooh, that wingspan.
Wingspan. These buzzwords, man.
Wingspan's good if you're a bird.
This is the most unpredictable. We don't even know what one's going to be anymore.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
And for those of you that are missing that, Will Levis in an hour this morning went from 40-1 to 4-1 to be the number one.
I can't believe how much did you have to lay? How much money did you have to lay to change the odds that much?
In an hour?
Yeah. How much did you lay down? Like millions?
I don't know.
Because we know it's you. We know it's you secretly
What,
wanting
me?
Will Levis number one.
Pumping the books.
Locked in.
$50 million.
About right.
That it can't happen, right?
Anything can happen. Now you say it can't happen, but in the reality, this is the most unpredictable of any draft.
It is,
in my mind. And maybe does it have something to do with that our perception because we actually have a legitimate team or people that are competent choosing for us, so we're more invested. It seems like we're always all in, but this year it's sort of there's enough indecision at the front that you're comfortable because of your guy making the decision.
That's fair.
Yeah,
100% fair.
Tigers won last night.
They did. I saw they are 1-11 against the AL East and what? 5-1 against everybody else or whatever that number is.
Nick Maton hit a home run.
He did. Really weird too.
Yeah.
Leads him in home runs.
Mm-hmm.
Leads him in RBIs.
Bad cleanup.
Leads him in walks. And coming into yesterday, he was hitting like 129, but still somehow able to lead the Tigers in all those categories.
Yeah.
Who got him here?
Scott Harris did.
Oh,
that was a new guy.
Yeah.
Wasn't Alavila.
No, it was not. And Henry Malloy, the other player that Scott Harris got, he's hitting like 400 in AAA right now.
400?
Yeah.
Wait, that's like 250
You know what?
higher than our next.
What? I forget. What positions he play?
I believe he plays outfield.
Okay. You know what? Akil Baddoo, goodbye. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
And we roll with Malloy. Akil Baddoo, what are you doing in my car? Well, it's an Uber. You're taking me to the airport. I'm leaving town.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Just strikeout after strikeout.
That's a good one.
And you know what?
That is a good one.
I hate to burst everybody's bubble here. Riley Green's striking out like a third of the time.
He's striking out a lot.
A third of the time he's up to bat.
Yeah.
Like everybody's jukebox hero.
He's got stars in his eyes.
Jukebox hero.
You know, I'm just saying, man, like Nick Maton's catching up to him in home runs in a Tiger uniform.
That's a good song.
Meow.
He's a jukebox hero. Stars in his
I'm stopping. Hey, and Suyu says Green and Torque are bus 100. I'm not prepared to say that with Riley Green yet. I don't like the way it's trending. Is that fair? When you strike out a third of the time, I don't like that. I'm weird like that.
That is fair.
Coming up on 500 at bats in the majors. So that's where I am. I know you were you bricked yesterday the Tigers won, D-Mac?
I know they played Milwaukee, but I'm happy for them. Congratulations.
Yeah. Hal 9000 says 1 hit out of every 10 at bats ain't that bad. LOL. Think about it though. He's hitting 145 or whatever it is, and he leads his team in home runs and walks and RBIs. That's the part of the new generation of player. You know what I'm saying? Like, as bad
Is
as
300, 250 the new 300?
I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm really tired of watching
With
Akil
that one
Baddoo.
guitar, just blew them away. Saw the star in his eyes. In the very
Okay, that's enough, everybody. Thank you. I'm sorry it turned into this at the
Just
end.
keep on rocking.
And it's never gonna stop.
Gotta keep on rocking.
One day gonna make it to the top and be a jukebox hero.
Everybody have a great day.
Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.